What if I just knit myself socks? That's so selfish. I might do it though. And welcome to Mandobug Crafts, episode 107. What's up, everybody? My name's Amanda, but you may know me on the internet as Mandobug, and this is my crafty podcast where hopefully I inspire you on your making journey as I share mine. So starting the shot with something I've learned this week, I've been filming a spinning video, which may or may not be up yet. I'll link it down below if it's up. I'm not sure when I'm going to do things because pregnant. Very, very pregnant, and pregnancy brain, so it may or may not be up yet. But while I was recording a portion of the spinning video, I realized I should probably look up the ratios on my wheel so I can give better technical information about how I'm spinning fiber, because I feel like that's important to some people, other than my big whirl, little whirl. So in the process of trying to find that out, because I looked it up once, I couldn't remember what it was, and I remember it was in the manual, but I couldn't find the manual online. But I did find an amazing video, which I will have linked below. I ended up subscribing to her channel, JillianEve, I believe is the name of the channel, and she has some great spinning and weaving content up, and she had a video that easily and clearly broke down how to find the ratios on your wheel, or calculate, I guess would be a better way to describe that. And I'll just give you a quick gist of the video. Basically, you line up your big wheel. You can use one of your spokes, put one of your spokes at 12 o'clock, and then you line up your flyer so that one end of your flyer is pointing up, and you can tie like a little, I think she tied a fluff of roving to it, a string, whatever, just so you know which half of your flyer you're counting. And so as you spin your big wheel, you're counting how many times your flyer completes a full rotation, and that is your ratio. So on my big whirl, I get a 6-to-1 ratio. So that was super helpful, and I really enjoyed how easy it was to figure out. The video was great, so I super recommend it if you want to check the whirl ratios on the ratio on your wheel. Check out her video for sure. Yeah, so moving on to finished objects. You want to see what I was spinning? So I was spinning up the Paradise Fibers October Fiber of the Month Club, and I've got it all right here. So let me show you real quick. I have, well, I did keep out one piece of fluff, and there's so many, I'm dropping them. Oof, oh, I shouldn't be bending over. Okay. I've got one piece of the fiber left over. So this was called Trick or Treat Spooky Corriedale. It's a comb top of several colors. And this chunk that I kept out doesn't even represent the full range of color. Oh, and unfortunately there's not a picture on the card. These are all the colors that were in the comb top. You can kind of see it right here. I'll go ahead and insert a photo if I have one of just the comb top all by itself. Oh, and who am I kidding? I did record and upload an unboxing of this box, so you can also go check out that video. I'll link it below if you want to see the fiber before it was spun. But so I got 8 ounces of this comb top, and then 8 grams of 4 different colors of Angelina. So I took a strip and spun it by itself. I decided to go for a chain ply because I just love a good 3-ply yarn. I love how round yarn is when it's at least a 3-ply or more. And I also thought that if I chain plied the fiber, it might keep it from getting too muddied up. So this is how just the straight comb top spun up as a chain plied yarn. Then I took the other, I So this was 30, so math. I weighed the fiber. It was 233 grams. This is 33 grams. I took this out specifically because 200 divides easily into 4 50-gram bats, which I knew my drum carder could handle and I knew my wheel could handle because my Ashford Traveler has small bobbins, so I get small hanks. So I blended this up with some purple Angelina. If you want to see the full process, like I said, I recorded it. It may or may not be up yet. I will eventually link it. If it's not linked, go look for it. Or don't go look for it. If it's not linked, don't go look for it. It's not there. If it's not linked, be on the lookout for it. Gosh, you guys, pregnancy brain is real. I'm 39 weeks pregnant today, so oh, I'm feeling a bit loopies. Okay, so this one I blended on the drum carder with purple Angelina. And I only did 4 layers total. I split the 50-gram roving in half, and I did roving, Angelina, roving, Angelina. And that was because I didn't want to muddy up the colors too much by blending them on the drum carder. I just wanted to blend in the Angelina. So, you can see there's not much of a difference. This top here is the straight comb top, and the bottom is the carded with Angelina. You can tell because you can kind of see the Angelina, right? You can definitely see it poking out like it does. But it's just a little more blended. So I think that was a good choice to only split it into 2 layers. You'll also see in the video that I tried to strip it by colors. And because this is chain plied, I should get these kind of green and purple stripes with maybe some muddied areas in between. I'll show you these 4 and see if we can't pick up the colors of the Angelina. This one here is purple, the next one looks like yellow, and then green, and then, oh no, that last one is the yellow, which means the second one is pink, which the weird thing about the pink one is that it shines kind of blue. I was surprised by that. Once that it got blended into the fiber, it lost that pink luster and instead became more of a blue. But I ended up getting a decent amount of yardage. I don't remember, so I'll pop it up on the screen because I didn't write it down in my show notes. But it ended up being about a worsted weight, maybe a little fluffier, you know. And I have been thinking and thinking and thinking about what to do with it. And now that it's getting cold here up in Washington, I'm like wanting thick socks. I have a lot of fingering weight socks and sometimes they just don't cut it, and I tend to grab my hand spun or DK weight or thicker socks when it's that cold in the house, more like house slippers. So I'm thinking about knitting these into some house socks. And then my other finished object is a diamond painting. I know I've kind of started into this. I don't know how well this fits into the Crafty podcast. For me, it's only one step off a cross stitch, so I don't mind sharing it. If you're not interested, just skip ahead a little bit. But I finished my Halloween diamond painting. So this guy, I did upload an unboxing for that, and I'm working on recording a full review of the canvas with all the information about the company that I purchased it from. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy. He reads really well from afar. Up close, I felt like the word Halloween could have been more distinct and less muddied up around the O and the W. And I also thought the kind of like stained look in the background was a bit harsh. I thought they could have lightened that up a little bit. And the ghost, you can see there's only like 2 patches of actual white. The ghost is mostly a cream color, which I found to be a little disappointing. But overall, I do think this is going to be an absolute adorable picture to hang up around Halloween. I have also contemplated leaving it up year-round because pumpkin, but because I have a pumpkin-themed kitchen too. I think I may have mentioned that in the past. But also it says Halloween. So I haven't decided fully but I wouldn't put it I wouldn't count it out that I would just put it up and leave it up. I do have Christmas paintings on my wall right now. I can see them right there. So, but yeah, I will link the kit that I'll link to that kit in the description box below, as I do always with my show notes. So moving on to works in progress. Since we're talking about diamond painting, and if people are skipping through, I'll just go ahead and share the diamond painting I've been working on currently. So this is my first large canvas. This is also my first square diamond painting. So the one I just showed you was round diamonds. This one is squares, and the other one I showed you is poured glue, which I've now found is easier to work with. It's more forgiving. Whereas this double-sided adhesive canvas, kind of once you place your diamond on there, you can't kind of scoot it. Like with the glue, you can scoot it into place if you misplaced. This double-sided adhesive does not like that at all. And squares, because they have to fit perfectly, it's easier to misplace them, and they'll be a little crooked. So I found this is a little more advanced of a kit. I do not recommend squares for beginners. My daughter, Emily, who is 5 now, has been diamond painting with me, and she can't work on this one with me, partially because she has such a hard time placing the square drills, and the double-sided adhesive is not, like I said, it's not forgiving. But also she had an issue with the drill field not being super clear. So that is the symbols. I think I have a video that I can put in here to show you that we were working on, I think, this section of the sky, and there are 2 colors that are very close, and the symbols were S's and 5s, and I was straining to see the difference. She was struggling to see the difference. So I just told her, you know, let Mom work on this one by herself, and I've got kits for her to do on her own. She completed a unicorn one. I can insert a picture of that one because it's super cute. It's actually a wall decal. So you do it and peel it off and stick it on your wall. And once she finished that one, I got her a set of stickers. They're Super Mario stickers. So she's done like Luigi and Princess Peach, and I think she's working on those little piranha plants right now. So yeah, I mean, besides the issue with the drill field being a little unclear, and I am having kind of an issue with the squares not being super uniform in size, and there's some gapping. You can see it mostly on the white part of the canvas. Let's see here. You can see where there's gaps where the squares don't quite line up. But from afar, not bad. This is going to be so pretty when it's done. I'll go ahead and insert an image of the actual image too, since you can't see it down here. I'm using these reusable coverings to help kind of break my painting up into pieces so that I can just work on one little section at a time. It feels like mini completions instead of like, oh, I've got this massive project. So yeah, that's what I've been doing for my no-brainer time. But also my other work in progress is a no-brainer knit. So it's up here in my Halloween bag that I purchased a couple years ago. This was a custom order that I did through a friend of mine who owns the Kate Stitch on Etsy. I don't know if she is still running her shop or if she still puts stuff up there from time to time. I know she's a very busy mom. I think she's homeschooling and stuff. So, but I love this bag. It's seasonally amazing. And I believe she has her degree in children's art education. So she just has an eye for art. And let's see, it's all quilted, and oh, this one's all machine quilted. The other custom I got done from her, she even did some hand quilting, like sashiko stitches on it, which was amazing. But yeah, so my other work in progress is the Little Sisters romper that I've been knitting on. I showed it last episode, and I had only just started it, and now it's almost done. And so I'm knitting this out of Schmutzarella yarns on her Spectacular base, which is a fingering weight sparkle base. And yeah, it's just knitting up beautifully. I think before I said it's not striping, but it kind of did, but also kind of not. I think it's because of the fact that the colors are more tonal and not solid. It doesn't quite look like striping, which is nice, because when I had to stop working in the round and start working back and forth, this finger, you can see I got a little bit of a pool of the darker color, but I think it blends right in overall. So we've got the front here that has buttonholes, the little bottom that the front will button to. And then I had split and knit the front here, which has little buttonholes. Let's see, there we go. Little buttonholes. And this is the back, and I've bound off in the middle, and I just have to knit the straps now. So, I mean, trying to remember, it's something centimeters. This pattern's in centimeters, which always throws me. Let's see. Yes, 10 centimeters is what I need to knit for each strap, and then sew on buttons and block, and it's finished. So I'm super close to finishing this little romper. I did notice I dropped down, I think, like a half a needle size for this pattern, because I didn't have the needle that it called for. And so my gauge seems a little bit tight, but because, oh, I should better fact check myself before I can't go back. Yes, superwash merino. Superwash merino tends to grow a little bit, usually more in length than width, so I don't know, because it's already kind of long and it seems super skinny, so I don't know. You know, I think it all depends on my baby. Emily was a long, skinny child. Jack was a short, wide child. So I don't know what this one's going to be like. I guess it's better that it's longer than shorter. It's my fault for not gauge swatching and or getting the appropriate needle size, but I'm willing to take that risk. So it's just so cute. I can't wait. I'm gonna have a ton of yarn left over. It didn't barely take anything. So I think that like matching hat and socks are definitely in order here. And I'll probably still have leftovers. What if I just knit myself socks? That's so selfish. I might do it though. I did want to share with the pattern, because I know I mentioned last week that it's written a little bit different than I'm used to. And I do think it was originally written in another language. It's available in several languages. And I followed the designer on Instagram and found that her posts are mostly not in English. So there is bound to be a difference in the way that it's written. It's not difficult to follow, it's just outside of the normal way patterns are written. So I was gonna read, for example, this part right here, top back. The top back is essentially worked in the same way as the front, but without the buttonholes. Join the yarn to start working from the wrong side and follow the same instructions as for the front, except for the buttonhole row to be replaced by knit across. Do not cast off. And then it gives the cast off instructions. So, yeah, so it's kind of like that. It's more written like a formula versus row by row. I don't think anywhere in here actually does it say there are any rows. No, it's all do this until this measurement, do this until this measurement, and repeat. Like, so that's the other thing is 2 rows will be written in one sentence. So you have to read the full sentence and then repeat the full sentence, which is actually 2 rows. And that tripped me up a couple times, but as long as you're actively paying attention and following the instructions, they are clear and accurate, just in a different form. So I think it was worth it because I do enjoy the pattern, and she has several cute patterns for small children. So yeah, I did just want to share that. So moving on to Let's Chat. So I'm gonna take a drink first, and I'm just like, hopefully it's not super annoying that like I'm basically out of breath all the time now. There's no room, you guys. There's no room to breathe. So mostly since I've last recorded, I've just been trying to take it easy at home with the kids. I've been trying to mostly stay seated and comfortable because I've found when I do too much, which sometimes can literally be cooking lunch and doing the dishes from lunch, it wipes me out and I need a nap. So I've been just trying to preserve my energy, stay rested, stay on pillows and comfortable so my back doesn't hurt. My kids are both in distance learning school, doing Zoom meetings every day. And so when they're in their Zoom meeting, I set them up in their room and I lay in their bed because I've been having to sit in on my son. My daughter's fine. But one of the activities my son had for his pre-K play activity was to do this watercolor salt painting, and he just absolutely loved it, which shocked me because he's not really into arts. Like, he loves to build things and manipulate things with his hands, not to be creative in the sense of like aesthetically pleasing, but to be creative in the sense of functionality. Like, he loves watching my spinning wheel and he's like, this is connected to this and it spins this and it spins that. That's what he's into. But the watercolor he loved because he could mix the colors and dab them onto this salt, and it kind of just, you know, sucks up the dyes and spreads them, and he got to watch, and it was more like an experiment to him rather than art, which is funny. I just love watching their little minds learn and seeing what they're interested in and what interests them. So I thought that was such a fun activity that I'm going to go ahead and share the link to the website that we followed to do that. We did a pumpkin. It was super cute. I shared it on my Instagram stories. You may have seen it. But other than that, yeah, I'm just waiting for baby. Yeah, so I just turned 39 weeks, and Emily was born a day early, and my daughter, and Jack, my son, was born just shy of 2 weeks early. So I feel like she's probably gonna join us any day now. She's due November 1st, which is about a week away, obviously. So we'll see how that goes. I've been dreading the birth and now I'm finally getting to the point where I'm so uncomfortable. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's get her out. So, yeah. So that's how I've been since I last recorded. Other than that, that's all I've got for you guys this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up or leave me a comment down below and I'll write you back. Otherwise, until next time, guys, happy crafting. Oh, do you want to see the bump update now that I'm grabbing it? Because I've been having the Braxton Hickses nonstop and it gets really tight up here. Bump date. I have to get up on the chair so you can see. She's ready. Come out, baby. Come out. My maternity shirts are like almost not long enough to cover the bump anymore. So, and she's down there, man. Come on out. Alright, until next time, guys. Happy crafting. Bye!